kilometers from world-famous Mahabodhi Temple. Gaya Cantonment dates back to World War II. 1941, Commander-in-Chief, India House. 1963, Commander 42 Infantry Brigade, Flagstaff House. 1976, ASC House. And finally, in 2011, OTA House. To be an officer and a gentleman, the grand dream of many young men to join the elite Indian Army is nurtured and nourished at the Officers Training Academy, Gaya. The third premier pre-commissioned training academy of India. The cradle of military leadership. Situated amidst lush green environs of Paharpur, Gaya, training of the first batch of gentlemen cadets began here in July 2011. Since then, this esteemed institution has churned out many heroes in the making. The academy was formally inaugurated on 14th November 2011 by the then Chief of the Army Staff. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The end, they say, is always a new beginning. The Antim Pag, or the final step, is that burnishing altar which marks the transition of young boys into men of steely resolve, signifying the culmination of the rigorous training which a gentleman cadet undergoes. It heralds the birth of a new legion of gallant men whom the nation can count on. But to see the light of this glorious day, many challenges and rigors have to be borne with fortitude and elan. We trace the journey of these young men from the day they arrive at the academy, with dreams in their eyes, awe in their minds, and inspiration in their hearts, mixed with a slight trepidation naturally arising from unfamiliar surroundings. The Officer Training Academy's mission is to educate, train, and inspire the gentlemen cadets so that each young man becomes a commissioned leader of character, committed to the values of duty, honor, and country, and prepared for a career of professional excellence and service to the nation as an officer in the Indian Army. The Academy has a 44-week training program which focuses on the development of gentlemen cadets in the academic, military, and physical domains, all underwritten by adherence to a code of honor for dynamic future military leaders who live up to the high traditions of the Indian Army. It is an institute which turns an ordinary neighborhood boy into an officer and teaches him to lead his men during both war and peace.
OTA Gaya was raised in July 2011 basically to take training overload from IMA and OTA Chennai, since both these academies were training much more than their design capacities. In a very short span of time, we have been able to create state-of-the-art training infrastructure here in Gaya, which is comparable with any other academy of Indian Army. The other infrastructure, however, is ad hoc at the moment. Our case for permanent infrastructure is in the pipeline. On fructification of that, this academy will be a world-class academy and maybe one of the best in the country. Presently, we are training 10+2 technical entry scheme and special commissioned officers courses. The design capacity is 750. However, we are training 400 at the moment because of the constraint of infrastructure. I can say with confidence that through this 10+2 technical entry scheme, we are getting best youth from the environment. These people do 1 year of basic military training here in OTA Gaya, followed by 4 years of degree engineering from respective cadet training wings before they join the unit. I am sure these young officers will be actually helping Indian Army in modernization at the grassroots level for 21st century battlefield.
The colors of the academy are French grey and crimson red, upper half grey and the lower half blood red. The grey for steel denotes strength and resilience, whereas the red for blood signifies the ultimate sacrifice. The colors thus symbolize the living spirit of the academy, representing all that is noble and honorable. Speaking of honor and sacrifice of the men in olive green, one is reminded of the inspiring lines from a poem by Captain R. Subramaniam Kirti Chakra, posthumously. You have never lived until you have almost died. And for those who choose to fight, life has a special flavor. The protected will never know. The insignia of Officers Training Academy has two cross swords superimposed with the Dharma Chakra. A scroll below bears the motto of the academy, Shaurya, Gyan, Sankalp in Devanagari, literally meaning courage, wisdom and resolve. This epitomizes the code of conduct of a soldier under all circumstances and times. The academy has earnestly, industriously and zealously striven hard to inculcate this dictum in all the gentlemen cadets passing out from this prestigious institution. It is the honor and the never say die attitude which enables these future leaders of the Indian Army to launch the final assault to protect the motherland and plant the nation's tricolor at soaring peaks in inhospitable terrain. The Academy conducts training for the Technical Entry Scheme, TES, and Special Commission Officer, SCO entries. The cadets belonging to the TES category join the Academy after completing their 10+2 schooling, while the cadets for the SCO are selected from the rank and file of the armed forces. The training period for the Technical Entry Scheme is 5 years and is conducted in 2 phases. In the first phase, basic military training of 1 year is imparted at OTA, Gaya, while in the second phase, technical training comprising 3 years, pre-commission training and 1 year post-commission training is imparted at various technical colleges of the Army. The training period for the Special Commission Officer is 1 year, wherein the gentlemen cadets undergo basic military training prior to their commission.
We at the Academy ensure that the gentlemen cadets of the Technical Entry Scheme and Special Commissioned Officer are put through an intense and grueling training schedule to transform them from energetic youth to professional soldiers possessing wider understanding of modern-day military concepts and challenges. The curriculum is designed to help the trainees acquire knowledge pivotal to the modern military environment. The introduction of field engineering and map reading rooms, firing simulator and the sports medicine center has enhanced the training spectrum of the Academy. During the 44 weeks training program, we enable each gentleman cadet to carry out a SWOT analysis of himself so that they are prepared to meet any challenge that they may face in the line of duty in future. The curriculum ensures that the gentleman cadets with a well-developed all-round personality passes out from the portals of this academy, who is always committed to uphold the best traditions of the Indian Army.